Hello friends, welcome to Nuts by Scent. It's Cynthia, and it is Tour de Fleece Day. Yay! This will be my first one, but before I get to my Tour de Fleece stuff, I'm just gonna show you some of my recent off the loom items and a knitting project that I'm working on right now. I can't remember, I don't think I showed this shawl in my last video, and I know I did not go back and look. This one is my favorite one. This is also one of the universal yarns that I got from Hobie some time ago, and I have been just working through them. Matter of fact, I have one that's multi-colors with little darker colors with fuchsia and purples and teals and a little blue, different colors, really pretty. I have to do the hem stitch and cut it off. So this one hasn't been washed yet. I'm gonna just do them all together because it's all acrylic. But this one is like my favorite. This colorway right here. Hold on, let me let my dog out. Oh, it says this. Do you want to get out? Come on. I closed the door because my husband is making noise. So I just wanted to try to drown it out. So anyway, so this is just a wrap, one of the ones I made for my friend. I have to still do the tassels and things like that, but oh my gosh, this is so pretty. This is definitely my favorite colorway, even more so than the purple one, and purple is my favorite color. So anyway, so there's this one, and I did my first herringbone. I don't know if you can. So one thing I found out, just a lesson learned, because this was a practice one. This was done on my my 10-inch sampler, Ashford samplet loom. This was done on my 28-inch knitter's loom, but I did it like, I think 18 inches or so, something like that. But anyway, the color value is, there's not a big contrast in it, but I mean I can see the pattern, and it did. So it's a rigid heddle, and it requires 3 heddles of the same size. There is a way. Amy D. McKnight, who has lots of videos on rigid heddle weaving and setting up your heddles and all that stuff, and there's a way to use different size heddles to achieve what you want. It requires probably way too much more math than I want to do for something that's just fun. I just made a little investment and bought more heddles. They're actually, for the 10-inch, they're like $33 or something like that. They're not. No, actually, I'm thinking of a different brand. Scratch that. It doesn't matter. I got more heddles. Another heddle, so that I could do this. I don't mind having extra heddles. And the last thing I'm going to share is I made, oh, and I'm sorry. This was made with a touch of alpaca. Again, yarn that I've had. I still have some in my stash with, I think it was called Heather Gray, I think, and Violet. So I've always wanted to make something. I purposely got this yarn by Lion Brand a long time ago to make something with the 2 colors together. Done. And I can do it again, which is great. Even though the color values aren't different, for it to really pop out, I still like it. So there's that. And then this is a baby blanket, 1 of 2. I have to still do the fringes, take care of the fringes. This, I made the weft so that the colors would pop out. The weft is actually a 3-weight loops and thread baby. It's like a blue and white, like just blue and white colorway. And I think it's called baby blue, actually. No, I'm sorry. It's just blue and white. I don't think they even have a colorway. And then the weft is called Baby Blue, and this was Pound of Love Baby by Yarnspiration. And so as you can see, it just changes colors, blue, white, and gray. And yeah, so I have the second blanket on my 48-inch Ashford, and it's 36 inches wide, and I made them about, I think 40, I think maybe 48, 52 inches, maybe something like that. I wanted to make sure it was plenty long, because usually when I give baby blankets, I want them to be able to use it beyond their infancy and for a long time. So again, I have to take care of the fringes for this and wash it, and the other one I'm just going to do it all at once. Now I made, it's not in here, I had made a blue lace hat. I don't know, it was still a little chilly in the morning, so it could have been late March, beginning of April, somewhere around there. And it was with Knit Picks, this blue yarn. I think I did talk about it in one of my videos. This nice blue DK yarn. Yeah, so here's one of the tags. That's Capra DK Celestial is the color. So I made this lace hat. It was my first time making a lace hat, so that was pretty cool. It was an easy project, so I had lots of confidence after that. And if you recall, I made a pair of hunter green fingerless mitts with some worsted weight yarn using this pattern. I still have, actually I erased some of the old notes, now I have new ones. This, let's see something, oh actually here's the, I'm not sure how the first page became the last page, but it did. I like it. I'm just gonna continue with it, but instead of making fingerless gloves, I'm actually gonna make a pair of mittens. So I actually have both of them going at the same time, and no, not on one set of needles. I'm not there yet, and I'm okay with my process. So this is the first one. Left or right hand, doesn't really matter. And I don't know if you can see that, my little thumb gusset over here. See that? Oops, my cute little stitch marker. I'm so proud of my thumb gusset. I love it. I'm just proud of myself that I can do that. So it's kind of like where we are. So I'm at the point where I need to take the 16 inches of the thumb off onto a spare yarn and start closing up the hand part. So I put a pause in this glove, and I started the second glove, which you probably just saw me dangling. Oh, I stuck it in my lap. Where did it go? So now I just finished the 5th row of the cuff. It's a 2x2 ribbing, and I'm using my, I had got these short DPNs, a lot of them from like, I think size 2 to 4 or 4.5, I believe, at Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival, and they were like $3 a pair, and I really like them. So yeah, so I have to do 20 rows of the cuff. It needs to be like 2 inches, and I was measuring this one as I went along, and I was like, oh, count it up. It was like, okay, cool, 20 rows, and I have my stitch counter, a little clicky, keep me on track as to where I am, so I don't have to keep counting repeatedly. And yeah, so that's what I'm working on. I have no crochet projects in the works. Alrighty, on to the Tour de Fleece. Move this over so I can take my headphones off. Alrighty, so let me just tell you, like over here, let me see if I can turn the camera a little. Might be easier if I just take it off. My phone is plugged up so that my battery doesn't die. But anyway, I'll just show what's on my table. It'll just be easier that way. Um, on my table, I have supplies, including, oh, it's gonna be backwards to you, the Field Guide to Fleece. I had got this from the Woolery a couple months ago, before I started, before the Maryland Sheep and Wool. And once I really realized that I love spinning, and I did want to know a little bit more about the wool that I would be touching and spinning and hopefully not felting on purpose. I do want to, actually, I do have some wool that I purchased because I do want to do a felting thing at some point. Because it just, I see some of these projects and they're just absolutely beautiful. I won't be doing all that type of, because I think I feel like you have to be an artist to do it too, and I'm not that. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel. So anyway, what I like about this book is it gives you a picture, it tells you the name, it tells you like the average microns, their staple length, things like that. And it also, and I think I mentioned this book before in a previous video, but it also tells you like ideas of what the wool would be good for, right? Especially for newer people who are into spinning. I mean, if you've been spinning forever and ever, and you've probably possibly touched on almost every type of wool or fleece there is, you probably already know this stuff. So yeah, and thank you if you're out there who have videos and you shared your information. Thank you, because I also learned a lot from YouTubers who are spinners and dyers and the whole 9 yards. So, so anyway, I have my fleece guide, so that's going to help me when I get to the wool that I've chosen to spin. I have my reel. It's down here. It's set up to go. I also have my Kiwi 3. And I have 2 more bobbins. This will, if anything, will be for the plying process. Oops. And then, so you know, with Ashford, the Kiwi 3 spinners come with 3 bobbins. I have those. I also have some extra bobbins that really are not. I saw someone with a Kiwi 3 and she actually had a different bobbin that actually she put on her Kiwi. It fit, but my bobbins don't. These are, well, the little ones, here's one. These are from the Nano, what's it called? Dreaming Works. Yeah, Dreaming Works. They make the e-spinners. And I had an e-spinner. It was not working for me. There was nothing wrong with the spinner. I actually sold it. But then, of course, I gave them all the bobbins and everything that came with it. Then I was like, it would be nice to have some extra bobbins to store things on, because I have been spinning. I don't have that here of things that I've spun recently. But it's nice to have extra bobbins. I also have bobbins that have yarn on it, specifically wool that I've purchased for projects. And it's specifically like for weaving. That's what I've been using it for. That's been my main thing primarily, because my poor fingers, even as I'm knitting my stuff, especially my ring finger on the right hand is getting like a little trigger finger. But anyway, that's the whole thing. It doesn't really matter. So weaving has been kinder to my hands, but I still like knitting. And I still like crochet, but more knitting. Anyway, so when I am done with that yarn, it's wool. I'm gonna keep that. So, and I have a lot of it. Like I have bobbins full. So I had purchased this one, and I have like a total of 6 of these big ones. 3 are in the closet with wool, spun wool on it, yarn, and not wool. It's now yarn. And I have 3 here, and then I have some smaller ones too. So it's a good way to get them off the bobbins that will fit on my spinner, my on my wheel. These won't, but I have also, I purchased another bobbin winder, and these can actually fit on it. I just put some, I should have brought it in here, put it on the table, but I didn't. You know, it's kind of, you clamp to a table or your table loom or whatever. And I just put a little bit of washi tape on it just so it can keep it from just kind of like spinning around itself. And so when I'm winding on the yarn from my spindles or whatever, then, or like from one bobbin to another bobbin, it's much easier. I do have the drill bit in one, but it's not, it doesn't like the bigger bobbins. So I was like, okay, this isn't really going to work well, but it does work well for other things. So, so yeah, so I have some e-spinner bobbins and one of the sets. I think my other set that has the yarn on it actually was from Dreaming Works. These three came from a vendor or a Etsy store. I don't remember who. I'm sorry. But I also have the bobbin holders, so that'll help too. So that's in here. And now I don't have a wooden knitting knotter. Yeah, I always think, if I think about it, I'm like, am I saying it right? I might be saying it wrong, y'all. Sorry. I tend to change the name of things, not on purpose. So anyway, I have 4. That's plenty. 2 small ones, 2 that can be small or bigger. So yeah. So I've got those in here. And I also have a Nastapine. So I may be taking some single cakes to apply them from like a little ball. That's a real possibility. So I have that all in this little basket here. And as far as spindles, I have to, share this. So when I first started spinning, the very first, and I've shared this before, I was like, I'll never do it. I will just buy yarn spun. And then my friend Claire taught me how to spin on spindles. Water. And make sure you have some hydration as well. So anyway, I've become more efficient at it, and I really enjoy it. And I find myself using my spindles more than my wheel. And in part because there's times I'm in spin and I want to hang out with my husband, and I don't feel like carrying the kiwi up and down. Most of the time when we hang out, we either are hanging out in the bedroom, which is no, or we're downstairs in the living room. And I don't want to have to carry my kiwi up and down the stairs. I can, but I don't want to. So I find myself using my spindles the most. Now, I recently purchased a drop spindle. And I purposely was looking for one when I went to Maryland Sheep and Wool. Isn't that cute? I think I shared this with my things I got from Maryland Sheep and Wool. This is becoming, as far as like actually unsupported drop spindles, this one is my absolute favorite. And this sucker is tough too. I can't tell you how many times I've dropped it. I do notice like when it bounces, it knocks the spun part down a little bit, but it's okay. But I really like this spindle, and I wish I had a second one. And I don't know how old this is. I don't know who made it. But I really wish I had a second one of this. I also have my other favorite spindles that I'm going to be using, most likely. These are from Ragtag Rebel, I think it's Etsy shop. These have some weights too. I have a couple more from him. Like this one I like. It's not as heavy as these two. And this one's okay too, but these two will probably get some play. This one is my absolute favorite still. And this one, these are support spindles. And I came across, when I was clearing out my bobbins and things, and I came across a few things that needed to be plied. And let me tell you, this little 11-inch bottom whorl, you can either do it as a drop spindle or a support spindle. It's a little powerhouse. This thing is great. I used this a lot yesterday to just finish up some plying, like little, you know, I found a couple of things on some of the small bobbins. I'm like, oh, I need to get that off of there. And yeah, and it's got a little weight to it. I got this off of Etsy. Oh, gosh, it was, I mean, I got these a while ago, so I don't remember who it was. But I'm actually inclined, it wasn't that expensive, so I'm almost inclined to get a second one. I like pairs. I'm finding out I'm liking having pairs of spindles if I can help it. Now with these spindles by Ragtag Rebel, I think he does one of a kind. I actually was hoping he would make a second one like this, but he didn't. He's made some other ones, but they're not the same. But I think these two, the weights are the same. I think I got these two at the same time, if I'm not mistaken. And I do believe the weights, I could weigh them, but I think the weights are the same, so that's okay. Yeah, but this one is very portable, very cute, and it makes me want to get another one because I used it in the beginning and I don't think I really appreciated how much I liked it. And I have another mini one somewhere over there. It's not as heavy. It's okay, but it's not as heavy. And my friend Deborah still has my Turkish spindle. Apparently I'm not missing it because she's had it for a couple of months now. I probably should get that back from her, but I mean, I know where it is, so I'm not really overly worried about it either. So all right, so with these support spindles, well, one's a drop spindle, I also have supports. But I also have, so I got this, the staff from Maryland Sheep and Wool. I tried using it. It's a little awkward. It definitely takes some practice, and the vendor I got it from, his name escapes me, and I'm sure I mentioned it in my Maryland Sheep and Wool video. He was using it with a support spindle, and it takes practice. It takes practice, but and I'm gonna have to really get used to, like, start practicing with it, because it gets annoying when I have to keep like flipping my wool out of my way. So yeah, it just takes some practice, but so that's the thing I'm gonna do. But I do also have all of my supports with me. This ain't even all of them, honestly. I got a couple of little bowls here and there, but these are the main ones that I use. This one was the first, no, I'm sorry. This was the first support base I got. This actually came with my Turkish spindle that I got, which is actually in my other room. Yeah, it's in my other room. I don't really use it as much, but speaking of Turkish spindles, hold on. I might as well show you since I'm doing the video. It's not going to be part of the will use group. I think it's primarily for lace making. So I did, I have some Shetland wool, and I was like, let me just give it a try. And it's, you know, like for making lace. And Shetland seems to want to be a lace sometimes, at least like very thin. I don't know, I could be wrong. But anyway, so I got this. It's so pretty, and I do like it. I've used it. Etsy store. It was on sale, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it. But this will not be part of the spindle. It's for this. So anyway, so this one I had first. I still use it. This one, it was the second one I got, and it actually came from, I think, Peru. In South America. It's very nice. This one, you hold it between your legs, and it does work. And this one, I also got a Maryland, oh, matter of fact, here we go. Maryland Sheep and Wool, where I got the staff, and it's from Dan Tracy Designs. There you go, stamped on his thing. So he has a couple different ones that go over 2 thighs, 1 thigh. Sometimes I put it on the floor because my when I'm doing my support spindles, so that I can get a lot of yarn spun. It works. All right, so those are my supports. Again, having my hydration and my favorite drink, coffee. Mm-hmm. But please try not to wear it. That was graceful, pleasant. I smell like coffee all day. Oh well. The other thing I've done is I just took a couple of index cards, and like 2 or 3 or something, and I just cut them up. I wish I had just a single hole puncher, but I do have a hole puncher around here somewhere to punch little holes in, so that when I'm done spinning the yarn, I can tag it, I can weigh it, I can tag it with what the yarn is, how much it weighs. So I was measuring some wool recently, like yesterday, that I took off a knitting knotter thing here. And apparently I don't know how to do the math, because I don't know how it was like, you do the, how many wraps times 2, and then, I measured it out, like how many it's supposed to be. So like, first of all, these were not exactly the same. So there's that. These are 3D, so I'm not gonna make a fuss about it. I'm not selling my stuff. I think if this is your job, your income, and you're making stuff and you're selling it, I think it should be as accurate as possible, because people are gonna want what they're paying for. So like, for example, I have some things that are not actually 4 ounces. They say they're 3.5. That's fine. But anyway, so I was trying to figure it out. I was like, why isn't this coming out right? And it could have been that I was just tired. And when I'm tired, math is definitely not my friend. We're not friends to begin with. So let me turn my fan on because I'm getting a little warm. And actually, I'm going to open up my door too, because I think my husband's done making noise. So anyway, but they work as far as what I need. But that's the only thing that, I can eventually figure that out. I was also thinking about getting a yarn counter too, to let me know like how much yardage I have. I know it's being like really lazy, right? Onto the wool. Okay, so first I was going to do some braids of yarn that I had for a while, and I put them away because I decided not to do them. But since I'm talking about them, I will just go ahead and show you what I was thinking. This would have been a just spin because it's Tour De Fleece, and spin it. You've had it for a while. The beautiful thing about wool, if it's and alpaca and whatever you have, if it's stored nice, like out of areas of where critters can get to it, and it's dry and maybe not sun bleached and all that good stuff. I have my blinds open just so I can have the natural light for this video. But a lot of times, especially now because it's really hot, because I get a lot of sun at my house, which is nice. But I also don't want it to mess up my yarns and things. So this was the very first braid that I purchased. This was from Rhinebeck. And all of these are single braids, and they're all, I believe, all of them are 4 ounces. And 4 ounces, you can make stuff with it, but I feel like for what I want to do, it's not going to be enough. So what I plan to do is, I have some braids. It's probably not going to be the same wool, but I don't think it's the end of the world, because wool gets blended all the time, or into yarn all the time. I am going to dye some wool, probably in August, I'm thinking, and try to get as close to these colorways of the different braids as possible, and that way I will have more than one braid. I'll try. And if it doesn't happen, it's okay. So I have this one. This one's still in the bag. This is from Cheviot. Oh, let me tell you what this is. This is Cheviot. This is Cheviot. This is Cheviot. This is from Napa. Napa Valley fibers. And you can see the colors. That's really pretty. Also, this is another Napa Valley fiber. This is Cordell. Greens and blues. It's really pretty. And this one I ordered from Fat Cat Knits Hand Painted Top and Bats. This is Polworth. And I don't know how I missed this the first time, but there's actually a little stitch marker in there. Isn't that cute? So I left it on there until I'm ready to spin. And actually, I may actually go back to this person and order a second one. Yeah, because I don't mind supporting people on Etsy, small shops, farmers. I like the colors. It's very fallish. Oh, this one came from, this is called Camper, which is appropriate because I love camping and I haven't been able to camp this year. Long story. Yet. It's happening though. So anyway, this is from Jillian Eve. Frabjules? Just, I don't know, fibers. I got this from Jillian Eve, and now I'm just realizing this is actually not hers. I think she must have been a, what do you call it, like a seller for this particular person, which is okay. I think I just missed that the first time because I did some of the early stuff that I spun up actually was from her. Like she dyed, it was like a rainbow pack of, it's called like a rainbow pack. It was just like little puffs of 6 or so colors or something like that. This is really pretty. What is this here? This is so soft in my hands. I don't know. I don't know what this is. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. I'm trying to skim through. Oh, BFL. BFL. Yeah. That's what I thought. So anyway, and this doesn't even tell you how to get to that. They don't have their address or anything on there for the actual dyer because it was dyed in Vermont. And this, I was going to do also, this is Tarji. This I got free. Someone at Maryland Sheep and Wool who won like one of the first little contests. Matter of fact, I think it was the first, like, what do you call it when they draw your number? Yeah, I can't even think of whatever it's called. But everybody gets a ticket when you get in, and then they call your number, and then you win stuff. So she won 2 skeins of this, and she was like, "Oh, I really don't need it." I was like, "Oh, if you don't really need it, I'll take it." And so she was like, "Here you go." So she gave me this, and it's Tarji. So I was gonna spin this one, but again, this was all gonna be spin for sake of spinning. But then, as the day went on, put this back. As the day went on, I started thinking. I was like, you know what? I really think I want to do this twill that I got, and most of this twill that I'm about to show you is from Napa Valley. When I purchased it, I got 2 of each, and they're all 4 ounces. I know it's a little ambitious of me, isn't it? But I have a plan. So I got this blue, this fuchsia, gray, and then these are in bags, so I can put this down. And I also had got this like little sample pack. Isn't that cute? Which I could play around and blend, but I'm not sure that I'm not sure that I'm gonna do that. I think I might like just split it. I guess you call it fractal spinning. I really need to check that fractal spinning out. I've been thinking about it. I'm not sure yet. But just like do, you know, split what's here because all of these are, I think they're each an ounce a piece. So, you know, just split it and spin, add the next color, so on and so on, like that. That's what I'm thinking with that. And then I have the other ones. So there's that. And then I got these little, it's a double pack, or 2 packs, 2 separate packs that I purchased. They are 3.5 ounces each, and they're BFL balls. Oh, by the way, did I just tell you that this is maple? Oh no, maple's a color. Does she not put? Oh, it just says 80% American wool, which could be anything, and 20% viscose, and that's for all of these packs. So it's wool. It's a mixture of American wool. And these are at BFL. These I got from CC Wool, which is in Guilderland, New York, for all you New Yorkers who are in upstate New York. I went to visit my daughter, and I was just laying in bed. And I was like, where's your yarn shop near here? And then CC Wools popped up, and I was like, that's right. CC Wools is in Guilderland. It's 5 miles from my daughter's house, which is dangerous. And they're so kind. They're so sweet. They do classes and things there. I can't wait to go back, and when I go back, plan to hang out with them a little bit as part of my trip, because they are just so sweet. But anyway, so I was there getting some other stuff, and I saw these little packs of wool. Now, I will be honest, this might be a spin for sake of spinning. It's really possible. It's really possible. But I just got a glimpse of this. Look at this. These colors are so similar. I literally just noticed that. Oh my goodness. Well, look at that. Now, yep, gonna happen. So anyway, that's BFL, and this is merino brown alpaca camel mulberry silk. No wonder why it feels like butter in my hands. So 40, 20, 20, 20. All right. 3.5 ounces each. Yes. So that may be very ambitious of me to try to do all of this, but you know, if I get it done, great. If I don't, it is okay. It's not the end of the world. Earth will not spin off its axle. My number one goal is to have fun with it, improve my technique with it, but mostly have fun. And yeah, that's it. And then start thinking about, I think I know what I would like to do with all of this is to make 2 different ponchos. And now that I realized that I have those colors actually match, which is like a happy accident. I didn't even say where I got this from. I think I'm pretty sure I got this from an Etsy, Jakira Farms. I'm pretty sure it was from Etsy, Etsy shop. Oh my God, it's so soft and it's so pretty. And that is truly a happy accident, because I never put those 2 together till just now. They weren't even in the same cubby. So I didn't even realize that these colorways are the same. So I would like to make 2 ponchos on my loom. And yeah, so we have 2 ponchos. I need 2, I'm going to need 2 halves at least, you know, for each. So yeah, so there's that. What am I going to start with today? I think I'm going to start with these little guys. Let's open one up. Do. Oh, yes. All right. Yep. Nail ladies here. So I can just kind of split it. All right, smack down the middle. Yep, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go through, kind of split them, try to weigh them out as even as I can. I'm going to go ahead and do all 4 of the balls And then get started with spinning. Look at that. You can see the little bits and bobs in there, little tweety things. It's so soft. All right. And I'll check in tomorrow. Hello again, Buster. Hi. Going to get up on your perch? No? Change your mind? What? I don't have any snacks. That's all I'm good for, is to feed him, scratch him, walk him. Anyway, so I will not be editing videos. I'm just going to tell you now. And I'm just going to post my little updates. They won't be as long, hopefully, as this one. It's almost 40 minutes long. But yeah, so I'm going to split the yarn, the wool, and start spinning. All right. Just like my leg. All right, y'all. Till tomorrow. Bye.